Hello and welcome everybody. This is a new project and it's to do with a pocket shrine that Rachel from Roxy Journal of Stitchery made on her channel. And there is another lady called, I think it's Cherie Art on YouTube, and she has made one as well. And then you can go onto Instagram and there are lots of people who have made them as well. I'm just trying to bring up, I think her name's Madamedubocage. I think that's what her name is. Pocket Shrine. There we are. We've got some here. That's a lovely one. Isn't that lovely? Some have turned into a needle book. I'll see if that's the... Whoopsie daisy. I can't remember where it is, but I'll link it below in the description. And it might be that one actually. Let me have a look. No, same one. I didn't realise that they would come up with music in them. But they, oh, you can't see anyway. That lady's got a pattern. You don't really need a pattern. Just work it out yourself. So there's all different shapes and things people put on. No, that's not it. That's a nice blue one there. Yeah, so that's anyway. Let's get back to what I'm supposed to be doing. So I've gathered all my fabrics, and these are quite old fabrics. Oh look, I forgot I had that. Oh, that's pretty. So I've done a little bit of a makeup in the beginning, so we'll move that out the way. And I've got some old fabrics over here and some a big piece of fabric here, which is really pretty. I've got some crew wool which I might use, and I've just laid down a base fabric for the inside. And then this is my grandmother's crocheted, I don't even know I don't even know what it is, but I think it's got a flower on it, so I'm going to try and put that in there. I might put that over here somehow. Maybe I'll tuck that under because I don't want to chop it, so I'll probably tuck that under. That can be a little pocket in there or something. So I've just got a lovely piece of pink cotton thread, and I'm just tacking it down. I'm going to have a fold here because I want those to be one piece, and mine is a little bit large because I want to, I've got my ruler. Where did my ruler go? Here. I want to put photos in mine. So mine is 12 inches by 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 12 by 17, and it's 3.5 inches wide. So that's how big mine is. So I've got my pink thread, and all I'm doing is tacking stitches down. I might just come along here and I need to put another pin in there and come in here. Oh, I'll get it right in a minute. Come in here and right, don't you? And then come up to the edge of that fabric. just do a little whip stitch along the edge. I feel like it's slow motion video. Me and my slow motion process. I'm trying to tuck that in there. How are we all? Hope you're getting some stitching done. It's lovely and sunny here today. I'm not sure when this video is going out, but Kate from Kate in the Nest will be coming to Western Australia soon. And doing her workshop. So I don't actually know if this will be, if I get this video up while she's here or after she's gone. If that's the case, then I'll be updating you on my workshop that I'm going to. So I'm just taking it down. Right, that is the last of that. So that's tacked down nicely. And then I'll just come along and do nice big stitches on the back and very small, tiny, teeny tiny stitches on the front, just to hold it down. And you will see them a little bit, but it's not obvious because you're going to have things go over it. I'll stay away from the pink flower, just doing the light pink. It's only one strand and a small needle. That's all I could find at the time, was a small needle. And it's a pest having to rethread it. Oh, look at that, very good. I think this one's got a bigger eye, which is much better than the other needle I had. I literally threw it in the bin because it was driving me up the wall. I just could not thread it. I went, okay, time you to disappear. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to put my photos in, but I'm going to put them in. So I want to make this and take this away with me on my holidays. And we're going in April now, not March. Right, I'm just going to leave this bit here. Somehow it's got in a knot. Right, it's pulled itself. So just, you know what, I'm just going to leave that thread there. Is it going to work? Oh, there we go. There we go. So get some more thread. If I could find the pink thread. So all I did was on the back to join them together was just a running stitch around, and I've just stitched it all down with my pins. Obviously I will use a different thread for those two, and there's the pink one for this one. Right, where did that go now? There it is. Oh, it stuck to my finger. My fingers are a bit dry. I must remember to put my moisturiser on just to keep my fingers a lot smoother. If you can hear the noise in the background, that's my dryer going. I'm cheating a little bit and trying to dry the towels, because sometimes they just need a good fluff up with the dryer, and while the sun's shining, I've got solar, I will use the solar. I think I'm done here. I'll just put one more in there. I'm just going to tie that off. And we'll move on to the next part. It's fairly simple. You don't have to use the knot. I've got some thick linen. You don't have to use thick linen. You can just go for calico and build it up the thicknesses. If you want it thick, just use 2 pieces of calico. I don't think that would be a problem. As long as you get the sizing right when you have to fold them over, you should be okay. And this is a great way of using up your scraps. You could make a children's one. You could put little pictures in here of animals and give it to your child or your granddaughter, son, grandchild. You could make one like what I'm doing with pictures of loved ones, so you can take it away with you on holidays. I'm just going to tuck a teeny tiny one in here, so hopefully it will hold it down. Oh, that's better. It's getting in my way. There's lots of things you can embellish on them, or you don't have to at all. You could just use fabrics. Now obviously this is the first stage of, I've gone a bit crooked there, the first stage of the sewing. Make sure you put enough pins down because it actually moves a little bit. So learn from my lesson. What not to do is not enough pins. So what I might do is leave it here with you and come back with it stitched down, and then we'll go to the other side, which is the side that's facing on the top part. When you open it, when you unfold it, that would be the outside, and this part here is the inside. Okay, right, that's getting a bit short, that cotton, so might have to fix that bit up there. Might have to just cut that and move that over because, oh, that's better. All right, so I'm going to leave it here and then I'll be back. I'm back to show you all the stitching that I've been doing on my pocket altar or my pocket shrine. So I stitched down a fair bit of this here. This did some chain stitch. I made the pocket for my little book thingy, so that can go in there. And I was just starting to put the back on. I tea stained that and then it went through. And I was just about to, and under here is my family, so I'm not going to show you that because I haven't asked their permission, and I will just put a pin in there just so it stays shut. For now, I'm sorry I can't show you that. And So we were laying down these fabrics, weren't we? I have been to Kate and the Nest workshop. You see my little bin that I put up on YouTube. This is another bin I made. And I have the original one. This is not the original one. The other original one is somewhere. But yes, I think they're quite good. Good to put in your little bags. Right, no, that's not that. That's a different project altogether. I do have the fabrics, and there's a little key. Might put that on the rose, I think, maybe. Fabrics. I don't know what that was for. Oh, that was for something else. A little love heart. Some other fabrics there. Oops, that doesn't do that. Unraveling all this cotton. Right, let's get them out of there. Got a lovely rose trim and some lovely buttons. Oh, and my initial. I thought I had the B there somewhere. I did. I don't know. All right, let's put that in there. Let's finish off now. Can I? Oh, there it is. I can remember where everything went. It's been a while since I've touched it. So I think that was going over there. Can you see? Yes, a little bit. I don't think this is going in. It's too dark. This was going down the bottom. Let's take that out. I need a drink, sorry. Whoopsie daisy. I spilt tea on myself. That's because there was a bit of a biscuit in the bottom and I forgot it was there. It's all right. Right, I just... Oh, he had to wipe out my neck because it went down my neck. That was funny. Only I can be clumsy. Okay. So let's put that back there. Put that in there. This beautiful pink flower can go in here. I do like the fluffiness of that, so that's going to stay there. I don't know if my iron is still hot. Maybe I will just have that here. Excuse me, have that over there like that. Got the hiccups. This beautiful piece is going up here. No, I did have this on, but I have a feeling I might like to put that down there. You probably can't see that. Like that up there. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to get, I don't know when I'm going to get this finished. I might take this away on holidays with us because we've had to change our flights again because we just didn't trust Emirates and what's going on in the Middle East. That's what you call it. I'm not familiar with all them names. But anyway, we are flying from Perth to Hong Kong on to Amsterdam. So we had to cancel our trip and rebook. And we lost some money, but not too much. It is a lot of money, but it's enough that you could cope with, because I couldn't cope with the fact that we weren't going to fly out in time for our cruise. So, and our cruise is a lot more money than the tickets. So that's what we've done. I quite like that there. So I'll put that there. Maybe I like that. I think I like that there. So I'll show you what that is. So I think I'm gonna put that there with my family under there. So I've got family. I've got my mum and my auntie there together because they have passed away, and my dad and my mother-in-law as well. And then I've got all the other family members, my kids, me, and other people. Oh, I just realised I don't have my brother. I better print out a photo of my brother and put him there too. Not that he watches, so he doesn't even know. So I better do that. So how am I going to do this? I think, I don't even know, I'm not even quite sure how this actually works, this pocket halter. Because you've got things on there and you've got things there, but I haven't made any books. I haven't thread painted that at all, so I might have to do that. And what's on the other side of this one? I started thread painting this a little bit. I might do the leaves up there. So that's what I've got to do there. But I might go back and watch Rachel or Dawn Meldrum. She's done a pocket shrine. And Pam from Pam's Junk Journal. Sorry, Pam, I'm not sure if what your name of your YouTube is. I just know that you're Pam. So I might go back and do that and get an idea and a sense of what you actually want this to be. Do you just put little things in there that you love, or little pockets, or yeah, not sure. So I'm going to leave it here. I still can stitch things down and then I'll be back. I have been away stitching and doing all sorts of things, and sometimes I wasn't able to get on here. So I've gathered some other things around the table to put on just as a last minute thing. And so what I will do is show you, I was going to put something on there. I know what I was going to do. So I will show you my pouch thing. What's it called again? Pocket thing. So this is the front. So this was from a lady that who's I'm best friends with. James is his mum, and I have been having this in my room for so long that I didn't know what to do with it, and I decided to put it on my pocket as the opening feature. Not sure if I quite like this fabric because it's a bit polyester type feel, but anyway, it goes well, so let's not think about that, otherwise I won't do it. So we open it from here. Don't know about the closing of my pocket yet. So there we open it. Now I had this, let's see what I'm doing. There we go, that's better. I had this down here and it just wasn't working. So this is a crocheted item that my grandmother, who I never met, made in about 1957. And then I made a little pocket. And that goes on here. And that just opens up, just like that. Something pretty. I printed that off as a digital onto fabric, and I think I mentioned that in the last video. That's a lovely piece of velvet. I think that's from Sally. Possibly that one. I've had some things go on lately that is a bit sad, so I'll share it a little bit later. And there's a little birdie with a Suffolk puff. So that just goes around. And that just goes around like that. I love this little button. I think they're so cute. And then we just pop it in the pocket and it stays quite firm. So then we open that up. This is a little rosette that you can make from fabric and then just give it a bit of a burn and it burns off. I might be able to try and do a video on that I have these. These are supposed to be flowers. I haven't finished with them yet, but I think I can do this later on. I want to get the main part of this done and then finish off other projects because I can take this away with me. So in here is a special little book that I made last night. Now this is it here. It's from a Liberty fabric and it has those pages in it that I got off the internet. And what's special about this now is our beloved Penny is not doing so well, so we have to make the decision that no one likes to make. So what I decided to do was put her little paw in the book with a little bit of her fur, and I can take this away with us and I can write in here, or I can put my other animals' paws in here, and just a little reminder that she'll never be forgotten. So what I'm going to put on here is just this Suffolk puff from Sally. Doily thing from Sally, and I think it complements the pink. It doesn't go with it, but it sort of does at the same time. So I've just got to stitch that on. I made that decision this morning because it was a bit blank. So that will just go over. This is a bit of a nothing area, and that's fine because you don't want it to be bulked up too much. But I've got to put some other treasures on as well. So I could tea stain that, but I'll just see about the rest of it. This is just a nothing as well. Bit of trim from Michelle, my friend Michelle, I think. Sorry, Michelle. I gathered all these things up on my table. Where did I get that? No, I think it was actually out of my antique box with all treasures. And then this is Michelle's lace, and that's Michelle's lace as well. And I found this came in a pack, and then I was able to get a little key off the internet, just some Liberty that I love, and I love these colours. And what I've done is under here is all pictures of my family, so you know, when you're feeling sad or you miss them, you can just have a look at them. So I did it with a little bit of I just seeing if I was on camera, a little clasp. So you can't see my family. So sorry, just some things you just can't put on the internet without their permission, and I don't want to either. Some things are just private. And so I made another little Liberty hexagon there, just added a love heart. I've got some buttons here. I might put a little button there. That's from Sally. This is just old vintage lace. Or I might be able to cut round that and maybe put that on there because that's something from Sally. So maybe I'll do that. So let's get some scissors. What I might do is clip this page together. Excuse me for leaning over. I've really enjoyed this. I didn't really know what the purpose of this pocket thing was for, but then obviously I decided I wanted to put my family in it. And then the added extra special little item. So I'll just cut round here. I'm just going to cut in a circle. So I will find some thread. Now I think I'm just going to use just your normal sewing thread, to be honest. Now I had a needle in here. There we go. I love this little thing. I mean, you could make this yourself, but I was gifted this from the lovely Vanessa when we went to a quilting retreat a year ago. This is just going to be very quick. I like to bury my knot. Oh, not that quickly. I'm not being too worried the length of my stitches or the width of my stitches, because if I do that, not usually, I'll spend half the time unpicking and worrying about it and never stitching. This slow stitching is wonderful, but I've just got to do it and have no thought to it and then enjoy the process. There are some things where you really don't like, but most of the time you're making that decision as you're planning. You'll know, oh no, I don't like that there, or I don't like that there, or not this colour. So I just go with it now. I don't worry about it, any of the mishaps. And if there is a mishap, usually that happens. And then you've got your creativity, you know, from your mind, obviously, to create something and change it. And that helps with the look, I'll just forget about that particular word. Obviously, I can't say it. Cognivity, I don't think I'm going to say it. Cognitive, there we go. Pathways to keep your brain moving and active and, you know, helping all the cells grow, because we don't want them all stagnant, do we? And they said the other day that using your left and your right hand in different things is good for your brain, and not just the one side of your brain. You've got to use both. So I suppose that's the great thing about stitching. You can use both sides of your brain, because you're using both hands, aren't you, to sew or stitch. So I've done this. Ow, that hurt. Just tie it off. Usually I just do a couple of little baby knots. And I know the edges are not turned over, but I like raw edges sometimes. Okay, put that back in there. And I have one of these beautiful, I feel a little bit inclined to actually leave the thing tied and just put it on there, but I'm thinking I might put it up here because there's a bit of blue there. I'm going to put that there. So let's get my thread back again. And for this, I'm going to double the thread over. It's just much stronger for the button. I'm going to leave the paper on. I did tea stain this. It's a bit dark, but it's fine. You just got to blend it down with, come on. Oh, it might be all right there, actually. Oopsie daisy. Little pen. So I'm just going to go right through. It's not going to be bothered because now I'm putting that over the top. So if I make another one of these, I've realised that all you've got to have is 2 parts to this and have 2 separate fabrics on the back, and then you can canter stitch it and do all your embellishing and stitching and whatever have you, and then come back and stitch all the way around, and then it's sort of done then, whereas I didn't do that. I sort of did one side and then with the background calico thing, base, foundation base, and then the other one was on top of that, and then I tried to do all the stitching and the stitching down, which made it a little bit tough and a little bit difficult. Ow. Oh. So I shouldn't talk and stitch. That hurt my finger. So we'll stitch that down. That's done. So it looks good there. I like that. And that's going to go here. Different, but you know what? You've just got to go outside the box and make it, and it'll work because it all blends in the same colours. You've got pinks here, yellow and white. So if I was going to put something like brown or orange there, it wouldn't work because they're all in the baseline. I don't know where that word came from, of stitching. It will work, and I've just realised what I want to do. I got this yesterday from the quilting room, but I think I like this one better. I'm going to stitch this on and around. So usually you probably can't see that. I will go like this. I will go around and go around again. And that will give me a rough measurement to stitch it down. And if it's too long, I will then just keep going and just use it. I think I'm just going to use this here. So I'm just threading up my needle. These little bags are great because they keep the threads all together. Now I just use 1 knot sometimes. I don't like to use 2 because it's too thick. So I'm just going to travel that into there and come up under there and do it again as it came out. You know what? I need to actually make it a bit bigger. Do the knot 2. Because I think this is such an open weave of fabric that it just goes straight through very easily. There we go. So I like to sometimes go backwards to go forwards. Don't ask me why. I just do that. And then sometimes I just keep going forwards. So I don't understand why I do that, but anyway. So all I'm going to do is stitch around the edge. I might just put a pin in it. Not that it's moving too much. So here I'll just go over there. Oops. And then go back on itself and then come up to the front. Don't know why I do it, but I just do. Can't really see the pink, but you can. I'll do the same. I'll just go over there. I think sometimes it helps lock the stitches in as well. And go there getting a bit heavy. So I will continue going around because this, you know exactly what I'm doing, and I'll be back. Try and turn you around a bit. So I've just got a few more things. I've got some things from Christine, and I've just got to put something on here from Miss Kate, lovely Kate in the nest. Hello Kate, if you're watching. So, I've got an itchy finger. So I don't know. I love dingle dangles, and I think it does look good there, doesn't it? Let's turn that around so get that the right way. But does that interfere with folding it over? It might do, actually. Or I could, oh, don't pull that too hard. Right, let's fold it over. So that goes over there, minus the clips. Sorry, that goes like that. And then that goes over there, I think. I don't really have any bling yet. That's why I wanted some bling on my thing. Right, so that goes over there. I don't really know how to fold this up. That goes over there. That goes over. That goes over, and then that goes over there and around there like that. So if I wanted to, I could have that there, or no, I think this is too long. It's the same. Too long. Doesn't work. If I were to just cut that out and just have that, I reckon that would work in a better shape. It's a bit blank there, isn't it? Let's just cut that out and see what happens. Because you can procrastinate all day and never get anything done. If I don't like it, then I just have the singular embellishment. I don't mind it. It's not too bad. At least it will be flat and it won't intrude on all the others unless I have it on there. Now that's a thought. I could still put something there. Right, I've got some things from Christine. I can put the birdie there. Right, the bird's going on there. That's going on there. So I don't need those fabrics. I've got that. So what else have I got here? Butterfly. So let's have a butterfly. Excuse me. And let's cut out the music. No, let's just cut this off. Have the music up there, so that's all done, so that's good. Used up some of that. And stitch that on there. That's Sally's. So that looks good on there. And I come down. I've got a bit of Kate's stuff. That's my thing there. So that folds over. That goes over to there. That folds over. I must remember that that folds over to there. That comes down. I still think I could put something there. And there we go over there. So that is my little pocket. So I've got to find out something to hold it all together. If I sew that on there, and then I come round and I get a button, I probably need a button. That's what I need. Right, I've got these buttons here. Oh, my butterflies come off, but that's okay. I know where that's going. Let's have a look here in the buttons. Somehow I've got to put a buttonhole in there. I could just cut a hole in it, couldn't I? So I'm going to cut here. I'm going to fold that down slightly. Somehow I'll figure that out. I've just got to find a button, but I think that's too big. That would be the perfect button, wouldn't it? It's got the right texture, it's the right colour, but then again, that's a good button there. That's an old button. I've got a beautiful love heart button. There we go. That will do. Funny how you just get the button and you just go, yes. So I will fold that over there. Try and make a little hole in there. I think I'll just do it in that little bit there, and that will poke through. It will eventually stretch, so it shouldn't have a problem. So what I'll do is I'll just cut that now. I'll cut there. Let's put the button, let's put it through the button. There we go. So I'll pin that. So I'm being a bit slow, sorry. I'll pin that there. So I know, and that will come round. Oops. oops, lost the birdie and the butterfly, and that will come round to there, and I will just attach that, fold that over and attach that on there like that, and we're done. So I will go away with that and I'll come back. So here we are, probably nearly finished. There's always things you want to add when you're doing something on it anyway. So I've put my clasp on, or the band. I did a button, and I just cut a little hole into that. So I might stitch around that later to reinforce the hole. And then opens out like that. I didn't even realise I could do that. Maybe I'll just bring you up slightly. Don't know if that's going to be any better, a little bit. So, look, what have we got here? Christine, this was Christine's. I just glued these on. That was something from Sally. Not Sally, I beg your pardon, Kate. That's something from Kate. Then I made a little book. With upside down. Just, you know, I don't know, something to play with. Little birdie. I think this is of Sally's stuff that I've had over the few years. It's been a few years now. This was Sally's, that was Christine's. I think that was mine and that was Sally's. That just came out of a box. I showed you that. That's Michelle's little trim, my little book. There's a special thing in it. Then over we go. A bit of Liberty. I was going to put a button there, wasn't I? Let's see if I can find a button. No buttons in there for now. I was going to close this off and anchor it down with a button there. I'll find one. And then I've used a clasp. This is just like a little decorative thing, a key to get in. I can't show you in there because that's got photos. I've just put these here just to fill in some gaps. I'm just going to clip this. And then on the other side, oh, you don't need to see the other side because I did show you. That was just that lovely flower with the dingle dangles. So that's the other side. So let's close it up now. So just slide that across and I anchor that in there with the little press stud. Make sure the book stays in there. Now I've got to think how this works. That goes over there, that goes over there, that goes over there. Oh no, I've got this one. That goes there, that goes over. Over we go and around. Just pull it gently, a little bit tight, and then that folds over there like that. And that is it. My little pocket of goodness. So I've decided to make a pouch for it. So I've had these fabrics that were in Sally's stash, so I'm going to sew all the way down and around so that looks lovely. And then that will go on there I don't know which way is the up way, but anyway, it's going to go that way. I will sew up halfway, and that should fit inside with a little bit of ease when it's all sewn together. And that'll be it there. So I will come back when it's finished and just show you how it fits in, and that this will be the last video of this. I am back to show you the finished piece. I've made a little pouch. I've just sewn that on there.